Hi, I'm the Director for Common Knowledge Trust. We're a New Zealand NGO. I put all of the skills that mothers and fathers developed in the early 1970s into a New Zealand NGO when I immigrated to New Zealand in 1995. I want to talk today about pregnancy in the time of the coronavirus. It is what it is. It isn't going to change in the short term, and this may be with us for much longer. When I gave birth in 1970 in the United States, there were the first childbirth preparation classes ever taught, and those were skills-based, Lamaze and the Bradley method. I and my husband and multiple millions of families in the United States learned birth and birth coaching skills. And we did that in a climate in the medical profession back then when we had no choices. But I'll tell you what skills did for us. We coped better, we managed better. We worked through, we handled better, we dealt with things better, we stayed on top of things, and we felt in control, no matter what our birth was like or the circumstances around it. And since the early 1970s, because hundreds of fathers and mothers developed these skills with me, we have advocated for a skills-based approach to all births, without exception. We did not divide birth into natural or medical, midwife versus doctor, home versus hospital. We just said 100% of pregnant women absolutely must become skilled because it's an activity they will do with their baby. And in fact, no matter how many people are with a woman or how alone she is, we're the only ones doing the birth. We cannot stop for lunch. We can't come back the next day. So it is better for us to be skilled. However, by the mid-1970s, the new group of natural birth advocates and home birth midwives dismissed skills, actively, aggressively dismissed skills. They said, women have always given birth, they know how to do it. Well, today, we now are in a situation where there is a virus which is forcing women into situations where they will not only continue to birth on their own, but they are birthing under an incredibly stressful situation of this virus. Because the natural birth movement and the home birth midwives were so adamant, and famous authors, one famous author believed women should be left alone to discover birth themselves. A famous midwife said midwives should sit in a corner and knit. And that was applauded. That was the goal, for women to be left alone and for the midwife to just sit there and let her discover birth. So we're basically in that situation now. And now that same group of people really are basically decrying the fact that doulas or partners can't be with women. And that just makes no sense because skills were blocked. Everybody was told, make a choice. Women know what kind of birth they want. They just need to write a birth plan. And the healthcare professions should give them the birth that they want. That was always unrealistic. There's no way to plan a birth, and babies don't come to plan. But it's an activity 100% of pregnant women will do without a doubt. To get out of pregnancy, you have to give birth one way or another. And when I gave birth in the 70s, and multiple millions of us were skilled, the skills weren't great, but they were something because my mother's generation didn't have any. And they were left alone. And that's why we wanted husbands to be with us. We didn't want to be left alone. We wanted them to help us. So we're in a pickle right now, but it's solvable. And how is it solvable? You must tell the pregnant families in your life to become skilled. Now, yes, our charitable trust, Common Knowledge, has a skills-based resource called Birthing Better. However, there are other skills-based methods. We're not here to advocate just ours. We are here to advocate as a trust that all expectant families right now need to become skilled to birth their baby. It's really important. When women lack skills, they feel out of control. Humans feel out of control when they lack skills. We thrive on being skilled. And during this viral time, our skills are more important. Which then brings me up to the topic of Google and the Internet of Things. And things like gargling or hot lemon juice, or drinking warm things, or garlic, or using herbs or supplements. So what I'm hearing and what I'm reading, because obviously I do a lot of research about it, is that the present official advice is to keep a social distance, and we'd prefer the word physical distance because we think people socially need to be around each other. So keep a physical distance, cover your mouth if you cough or sneeze, wash your hands. And that's fine. That's trying to prevent getting sick. And then the advice, if you don't feel well, is go home and do not go to the hospital. Call your healthcare provider. Okay, so that's basically saying do nothing. Just be left alone. Humans don't like that. We don't like that. Now, we're being told on the internet, don't believe that gargling kills this virus. It probably doesn't kill it, doesn't eliminate it, but it can soothe the back of your nose and the back of your throat, and it does reduce viral loads because it's been known to do that. Supplements like garlic, warm drinks, lemon juice, it all changes the environment. And this virus, may not like its environment changed. Humans thrive on being skilled. We need to use as many skills as possible now. We have to be very creative. We don't have to prove they work. We just have to feel that they work for us right now and try to protect our family and friends. If we do not grow a skilled birthing population at this time, if we do not grow a creatively skilled population that self-manages the earliest symptoms of this virus, then we're really going to have a problem. Because basically what we're saying is just let nature take its course. And that's what the natural birth movement did for a very long time. Birth is, and there's a quote, I live in New Zealand, we have a midwifery model of care, and their slogan is pregnancy and childbirth are normal life events that rarely require medical care. What's the word normal mean? The fact that normal means anything that could or might happen may happen, which means what can we do about it? Maybe we can do something to change the outcome. We don't know that. However, we can do something about how we respond to the activity that we do to birth our baby, and that is to become skilled. It is absolutely essential. So if you know a pregnant mother or father, it's essential that you tell them to become skilled. If that woman is going to birth at home or in the hospital with no one present except herself and staff, then she needs to know how to cope, manage, work through, deal with, handle, stay on top of, and feel in control, no matter the circumstances. 50 years later, I'm finding myself going, I can imagine what we would be like now had the natural birth movement and the home birth midwives acknowledged that skills work to help us cope and manage, work through, handle, deal with, stay on top of, and feel in control, rather than to feel that skills should create more natural births, pain-free labors with no medical interventions. That was a very narrow goal, and it has absolutely been harmful to the conversation. It has pitted women against each other, and that is unacceptable within our societies. So we have to rethink this, because I can imagine had my generation of multiple millions of skilled families been able to just encourage their children to learn skills as well as have the choices that became available, they would have then told this generation of pregnant mothers and fathers. And instead of decrying what's happening, the mothers and fathers that are pregnant now would be skilled enough to know that this is what it is, and that they need to use their skills to work through the activity of birthing their baby. Now, if you agree with this, and if you know pregnant families, there are many skills-based methods. As I said, Birthing Better is one of them, and there's a link to the website on this. Hypnobirthing is very popular. Hypnobabies. ComBirth, Birthing Within, Lamaze, the Bradley Method, Grantley Dick Reed, and there are probably others. The point isn't for us as an NGO to advocate what we do. Our point as an NGO called Common Knowledge is to advocate for societal self-wellness ability and being skilled to birth our baby in all circumstances, regardless of where we birth, regardless of who is present, regardless of our circumstances or our health care or what is happening to or around us. Being skilled means a great deal to us as human beings because on a moment-to-moment basis, when we use skills, we feel more empowered. And that's just the way it is. And even though no one might be able to be with us at the birth, they can help us learn and practice the skills at home so that they know that we are doing our best to work through this incredible journey of birthing our baby. Please pass this on. Please support a skilled birthing population right now so that all expectant families reach out online and take courses to learn skills that are effective, adaptable, adjustable, and sustainable for all births. Thanks so much for listening. Bye-bye.